You take a breath, but oxygen no longer enters your bloodstream. Within seconds, fires go out around the world, cars stop moving, and airplanes lose thrust. Oxygen will disappear for exactly 5 minutes. It may seem that all you need to do is hold your breath, but most people will not even understand what has happened. First, let us establish the rules of this experiment. Only free molecular oxygen, the oxygen we breathe, disappears. The oxygen inside water, rocks, and the human body remains in place. The oceans will not evaporate, and buildings will not crumble. However, approximately 21% of the atmosphere vanishes instantly. Air pressure suddenly drops, causing many people's ears to pop. But that is not the greatest danger. Every new breath now removes more of the remaining oxygen from your lungs. Your blood stops supplying oxygen to your brain, heart, and muscles. Within seconds, dizziness, weakness, and confusion begin. A person may not even realize how serious their condition has become. Vision then deteriorates, coordination disappears, and unconsciousness follows. At the same time, every exposed flame on Earth goes out. Candles, campfires, gas stoves, and most fires are extinguished almost instantly. Gasoline and diesel engines stop working with them. Millions of vehicles lose power in the middle of the road. Electric vehicles continue operating, but they become trapped among stalled cars and unconscious drivers. Massive collisions begin. Gas-fired power plants shut down, while emergency diesel generators in hospitals stop working. Solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectric plants, and nuclear reactors may continue producing electricity. But the power grid loses its balance, and entire cities fall into darkness. Another disaster begins in the sky. Jet engines need oxygen to burn fuel. Without it, their turbines lose thrust. Airplanes do not fall straight down. Instead, they begin to glide. From a high altitude, a passenger aircraft can travel dozens of kilometers without engine power. Pilots try to find a place for an emergency landing, but they are also suffering from oxygen deprivation. On some airplanes, passenger masks can chemically produce oxygen for several more minutes. However, many people will lose consciousness before they can use them. The first minute passes. Anyone who immediately holds their breath gains a small advantage, but an average person cannot easily last for 5 minutes, especially while panicking. People with independent air supplies have the best chance of survival. These include some divers, submarine crews, spacecraft crews, and people inside sealed shelters. Ordinary protective masks will not help because they filter the air but cannot create oxygen. 2 minutes have passed. Most people are no longer able to think or act clearly. Drivers and pedestrians lie unconscious in the streets. Some hospital equipment shuts down, while medical workers begin losing consciousness. The brain has almost no ability to store oxygen. After several minutes, brain cells begin to suffer damage, the heart develops an abnormal rhythm, and the risk of death rises with every passing second. Meanwhile, the oceans appear almost normal. Oxygen already dissolved in the water remains available, so most fish do not immediately die. Plants also survive these 5 minutes and continue producing a small amount of oxygen in sunlight, but it is nowhere near enough to restore the atmosphere. 4 minutes have passed. Airplanes continue losing altitude, roads are filled with motionless vehicles, and much of the electrical grid has shut down. At the same time, gas continues leaking from unlit stoves, damaged pipes, and industrial equipment. Without oxygen, it cannot burn, so it slowly fills buildings. Furnaces and metal surfaces also remain dangerously hot. Less than 1 minute remains before the oxygen returns. The planet does not break apart, the oceans do not evaporate, and the sky does not become completely black. But for the human brain, every second is now critical. Millions of people are already unconscious. Some can still be saved if help begins immediately. 5 seconds remain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oxygen returns. People can breathe again, but the disaster is not over. Engines do not restart automatically, airplanes still need to land, and power plants must be brought back online gradually. Millions of people require immediate resuscitation. Some regain consciousness, while others suffer irreversible brain damage. Then, the second wave of the disaster begins. Gas that accumulated inside buildings for 5 minutes is now surrounded by oxygen again. A single spark is enough to cause an explosion. Extinguished fires reignite, while homes and industrial facilities begin to burn. Emergency workers try to fight the fires, clear the roads, and help the injured at the same time. Humanity will not become completely extinct. People with independent air supplies and those who receive help quickly will survive. But millions will die, and rebuilding the cities will take years. Oxygen returns after 5 minutes, but the old world does not return with it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more incredible scenarios.